Finally, after 12,000 years, the lost famous city of Atlantis has been found. The lost city of Atlantis was an island that sank into the sea a very long time ago, taking with it the most advanced civilization ever. The first record of the name Atlantis was in Plato's written work Timaeus and Critias, which he wrote around 360 BC. According to the books, Plato gave a description of Atlantis, saying it was bigger than Libya and Asia combined, which currently means half of northern Africa and more than half of Turkey. This is the only record that gave ample descriptions of Atlantis. The book also talked about how the island was ruled by a group of strong kings who were also in charge of many other islands and other parts of the continent. The city was made up of rings of land and rings of water, and between the rings of land and water was a bridge that connected them and a gate that protected them. Now, before we prove the existence of Atlantis, we have to talk about the Eye of the Sahara. The Eye of the Sahara, also known as the strange Richat structure, is near the west center of the African country of Mauritania and can be found on the plateau of Adrar in the Sahara. From space, it looks like a nearly symmetrical geological structure made up of many concentric rings of exposed sedimentary rock. In fact, that's how researchers first found out about it. In the 1960s, Project Gemini pilots were looking for circular impact structures when they found the Eye of the Sahara. At first, it was thought that it was caused by an explosion from another planet, but after more research, it was found that it was all made on Earth. Now, pilots use it as a landmark, and people who use Google Earth find it very interesting. But some people think it is more than that. From above, the eye looks like it has a lot of big white spots. These big white spots are known as salt crystals on the surface of the sand. This is important because this shows that water from the ocean has flowed over this area in the last 12,000 years. And no, 12,000 is not a number picked by chance. Recent stories say that the Sahara Desert used to have a climate that was lush and green, but the Fire Nation attacked. Just kidding. Instead, about 11,600 years ago, everything was destroyed by a huge flood, leaving nothing but a desert, which just happens to be where the famous Atlantis was supposedly located. So, even though the Eye is currently surrounded by land, it wasn't always that way. It is also important to note that when the Atlantis sank was also during the Younger Dryas era. The Younger Dryas is a well-known time Earth experienced abrupt changes, sort of like puberty. It started about 14,500 years ago when the Earth's temperature went from being cold and glacial to warmer, and the end of that change is thought to have happened 11,500 years ago. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration says it was a very sudden end. This could be what caused the lost city of Atlantis to disappear completely instead of just sinking under the water. Now you're probably asking, what's the relation between the Eye and Atlantis? Well, we believe the Eye was where Atlantis was. You see, when old words are used, people tend to take them at face value. They don't think about how words can mean different things at different times. Plato's works are also hard to translate, which is a problem in and of itself. If you try to translate Old Greek into modern English, you will make mistakes and lose words. This could be the case with the word island. Plato used the Greek word nessos in his works. It is sort of how people in the future will see the word woke and probably think it means being awake when it means something. In the translation, the word island was used. But in the book, Joining the Dots, Plato's Atlantis in the central Mediterranean says that the word nessos can mean many things, such as a peninsula, which didn't have a Greek word until much later, a coast, or a piece of land inside a continent that is surrounded by lakes, rivers, or springs. So it's possible that Plato wasn't talking about an island at all. Possibly he was talking about the Eye of the Sahara. Even though all of Plato's other allegories and stories were called fiction, it is also said that he wrote this one to teach a lesson. And if a hobbyist archaeologist could use Homer's The Iliad to find the mythical city of Troy, why couldn't Plato's works be used to find the city of Atlantis? What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments. That is all we have for you today. Click the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel and the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Also hit the little bell so you get notified when we post new videos just for you. Thank you for watching. Till next time.